10 excerpts from special erts that have been proven wrong. The 20th century was a time of great technological advancement, full of inventions that changed the world. We traveled from horse and cart to automobile and space travel, from messenger boys to telephone and internet communications, and from candlelight to nuclear power. Despite the changes in technology, it is astonishing that so many specialists fail to recognize the importance of the inventions that have shaped our modern society. It features numerous public quotes from inventors, media organizations, and world leaders. A closer look at the statements of these pundits reveals just how wrong they have been. Number 10. Nobody needs a home computer. No doubt you are reading this article from a computer. Personal computers, laptops, tablets and smartphones are a part of our daily lives, and today there are billions of connected devices in the world. So it seems unbelievable to think that some of the pioneers of modern computer technology failed to realize the enormity of their inventions. In 1943, Thomas Watson, president of IBM, publicly quoted, "I think there is a world market for 5 computers." At the time, vacuum-powered machines were large, so it was a reasonable assumption that no one would need one in their home. In fact, Watson will quote a bit from the context. Some say he never made that statement. The computer applications he mentioned were large national data management systems, not the microcomputers we use today. However, the founder of the first technology company involved in the development of personal computers clearly underestimated the public demand for involvement. In 1977, Ken Olsen, founder of the Digital Appliances Corporation, said, "No one wants a home computer." Today, more than 2 billion personal computers are used worldwide, and more than 3 billion people access the internet every day. Number 09. Television is a demise. Many people complain that they are bored with television, but not to the extent predicted by a filmmaker in the 1940s. Daryl Zanuck, the executive producer of Fox in the 20th century, had more than 100 films to his name when televisions became more popular. Although mechanical televisions have existed since the 1920s, they only had thousands of kits in their home. They remained popular until the development of the commercially released electronic television in the United States in 1938. Zanuck, who was no stranger to audience entertainment, claimed to be passing television. In a 1946 interview, Zanuck said, "Television will not be able to hold on to any market it captures after the first 6 months. People will get tired of looking at a plywood box every night." Today, more than 1.4 billion households worldwide own at least one television set. Number 08. The phone is useless. It is difficult to imagine a world without telephones, e.g. the days when we relied on snail mail and messenger boys for communication. However, when Alexander Graham Bell first patented his phone, some top communications officials failed to understand the importance of this technology. In 1876, Bell received his first patent for a modern telephone. However, Bell's invention was not as easily accepted as you might think. Attempting to sell his patent to Western Union, the company's chairman, William Orton, noted that the telephone had serious shortcomings as a means of communication. 3. Similarly, in the 1890s, William Henry Price said, "Americans may want the phone, we do not need it. We have plenty of messenger boys." Today, there are about 7 billion phones in use worldwide. Number 07. High-speed trains are not possible. In the early 1800s, train travel was a bit slow. As train technology advanced, trains became faster and specialists began to warn of the adverse health effects of train travel. Among the many dangers of this new mode of transport are brain trouble and spinal cord injury. In 1823, Scientist Dionysius Lardner stated that passengers who could not breathe would die of suffocation because the train could not travel at high speed. It is debatable whether he actually said this. Similarly, when opening the Potsdam railway system from Berlin, the Prussian king could not understand why anyone would want to use rail transport. King William I of Prussia said, "No one pays a good deal to travel from Berlin to Potsdam within an hour, and he will be able to ride a horse for free in one day." If only they could see the crowded metro stations around the world today, or the Japanese bullet train that travels hundreds of miles per hour. Number 06. The Horses Stay Here. The first production car hit the road in 1885, when German inventor Carl Benz obtained a patent for his wagon. Cars were not widely available until Henry Ford produced his famous Model T. Not everyone saw the future of the car, and many felt that they would never be cheap enough to be commercially viable. There were fears of accidents involving cars traveling at high speeds, 23 kilometers per hour, 14 miles per hour, on the roads, and many thought they would never replace horses. In 1903, Ford asked his legal lawyer, Horace Rockham, to invest in his car company. Henry Ford, chairman of the Michigan Savings Bank, advised Rockham against investing in cars. "The horse has come to stay here, but the car is just a novelty," he said. Today, more than 1 billion cars are on the road worldwide. Number 05. Communication satellites are not a thing. Our modern, global village relies on orbital communications satellites to keep us connected. Satellite relay signals that connect us to the internet, our mobile phone networks, and our television and radio stations every day. So it seems unbelievable that an early communications pioneer would rule out the possibility that this technology could ever happen. Tunis Craven was a U.S. Navy officer who assisted in improving radio communication. Craven was twice appointed to the Federal Communications Commission. His second term was in space competition between the United States and the Soviet Union until the early 1960s. Following the launch of the Russian Sputnik satellites in 1961, the Craven Commission was assured that there is practically no opportunity to use communications space satellites in the United States to provide better telephone, telecommunications, television or radio services. 3 years later, Americans enjoyed the first live television coverage of the Summer Olympics in Japan via the newly launched Syncom 3 communications satellite. Number 04. Cell phones do not replace wired systems. Most people today have a cell phone. The first practical mobile phones were developed during World War II, and were limited to vehicles and were little more than comprehensive walkie-talkies. Technology eventually spread to luxury vehicles, and leading telecommunications companies were exploring ways to make mobile phone technology truly portable. In 1973, Martin Cooper, Motorola's researcher and executive, made the first call from a cell phone. Using a 1.1 pound, 2.5 pound, 30 centimeter, 12-inch brick-like device. Cooper stood on the streets of Manhattan and told Bell that he was talking to his main competitor in the laboratories from a portable mobile phone. However, even Cooper seemed to underestimate the magnitude of his invention. In 1981, he was quoted as saying, "Mobile phones will not replace local wiring." 7. Today, the landline phone service is rapidly becoming a dinosaur, with many people opting for a mobile service. Number 03. Nuclear power is impossible. Albert Einstein became the most famous physicist of the 20th century. Even the least scientific-minded person knows his theory of special relativity and his well-known equation E=mc². Einstein's research was fundamental to the development of nuclear power and the atomic bomb. But even Einstein failed to realize the potential of his discoveries. In 1934, he reported, There is little or no indication that nuclear power will ever be available. This means that the atom must be broken at will. In 1938, two Berlin scientists discovered nuclear fission. This research led to the development of the atomic bomb and more than 450 nuclear power plants worldwide today. Number 02. Alternating current is a waste of time. In the 1880s, two inventors were involved in an electric war over currents. Thomas Edison, best known for his discovery of light bulbs, phonographs, and moving pictures, was working on a direct current (DC) power source. His opponent, Nikola Tesla, was working on an alternating current (AC) power source that allows large distances to be transmitted over large distances. Edison said that Tesla's ACs were too dangerous to be used and that it was a waste of time to cheat with an alternating current. No one will ever use it. 9. Today, low-voltage devices such as Edison's DC batteries are powered by Tesla's AC, which powers cities around the world. Number 01. Online shopping will fail for the younger generation. It would be hard to imagine a world without online shopping, with the option of driving to a mall and walking through the shops for hours ordering or calling a catalog. Since the first online purchase was made in 1994, online shopping has become a favorite pastime of many people. You can order your groceries online and have them delivered at a convenient time. But in 1966, Time magazine produced a futuristic article about what they thought life would be like in 2000. While remote shopping is entirely possible, women who want to move out of the house, like to handle merchandise, will be able to change their mind. It's not just a controversial statement by modern standards, but there are very few of us who do not take advantage of the convenience of online shopping. Times